Hello everyone, I'm Leonard Sparks, and of course you can tell I'm from COSI. And let's do some quick science. Winter is just about over, but let's answer a simple question. What does ice do when they add salt to it? And what is this thing about melting? And what do you know about temperature? So we're going to be looking at some scientific instruments that you all should know how to use. Mom and Dad, I'm encouraging you to pull out a thermometer and help your children learn to read a thermometer. That's very important. Here we have increments. Now you're probably used to a digital thermometer. I have here what's called an analog thermometer. Here's a cheap and inexpensive one you could buy at like a dollar store. But here's a lab one that we use in a laboratory in a place like COSI. Okay, so how would you read it? Well, most simple things. My older students, this is easy. For the younger kids, let's help them out. The lower that little liquid flows down, probably what? The colder it is. The higher it rises, probably what? The warmer it is. All right, I have here two solutions. Quickly, let's get to it. One solution is just a cup of ice that's been melting on its own. And another solution is a cup of ice that I've added rock salt to, similar to the salt that they put on the roadsides during the winter. Since winter's almost over, we didn't have to worry about this too much here in Columbus, Ohio. But this is an important lesson. Let's read the thermometers. First, let's inquire. Which one of them do you think will have a lower temperature? I have this one, just melting regular ice, and ice that's been melted with some road salt chemicals. So what do you think? Well, we have to understand heat flow, thermal conductivity, and the transfer of heat. So when something is melting, you assume that heat is being pulled into it, and it's of course warming up as it's melting. But that can be misleading. Let's take a look. Which one do you think should be reading a lower temperature? And if you don't get this right away, time to write in and ask a question, and we'll explain at a later date. Let's take a look at this one. The temperature is reading 8 below zero. Of course, zero is the temperature of something that's freezing and Celsius, and of course at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, that freezing temperature is 32. So you might remember that. The two scales of reading, Fahrenheit and Celsius, all right? 0 and 32. So that was reading below, like 8 below zero. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, imagine, this is reading 10 below zero. 10 below. So they're actually reading below freezing point, which means some of the heat is being given off and absorbed somewhere else, but not what you expected. So what's really going on? Let's get it over with. When we add salt or an ingredient to a chemical solution, what it does is that it interferes and spreads itself between the water molecules. And when those water molecules are spread out, it's harder for the ice crystals to form, believe it or not. So we literally lower the freezing temperature. Hard to understand, but that's the truth. Rock salt, road salt is used to lower the freezing temperature, which means it has to get a lot colder before a liquid can become a solid and freeze. Thank you. Questions? Write in and let us know.